Vlaze Metal をご覧の皆さん、ディル・アングレイです。
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Vlaze Metal. I'm your host, Meredith Molinari. Very pleased to be here with DIR EN GREY and the lovely Nora, who's going to be translating this interview for us. Now, I read that DIR EN GREY is actually a band name that is made up of 3 words from 3 different languages. Is that true? And if so, how did that concept get started?
DIR EN GREY is basically simply because it sounds good together. All those 3 words doesn't mean anything, but yeah, they all collectively decided upon that name.
Now, you sing mostly in Japanese, but you have fans all over the world. What is it about your music that has the ability to transcend language barriers?
They are very, very pleased about the fact that they have fans all over the world. Everyone, I mean, there are people all over the world who's actually listening to their music, regardless of the language barrier. But as to why it is happening, they probably have no idea.
Just one of the very happy accidents that we're all pleased to be a part of. Let's talk about your latest album, Ouroboros. Am I pronouncing that right? Ouroboros? Which sold over 6,000 copies in its first week of release and went to #1 on the Billboard Top Heat Seekers chart. So congratulations for that. That's amazing. It's your 7th studio album. Does it feel like the 7th time, or does each album feel like the first time all over again?
Every single experience that they have gained throughout, their time, 10 years, as a band, is now in this album, this 7th album.
Very cool.
It is actually, it doesn't really feel like, of course it's a new album, but it doesn't feel like your first one.
Right.
It is
it's a culmination of all the experiences up until now. Very cool. Let's talk about Dozing Green, which is a kick-ass music video that's out. Now, you worked with director Hiroyuki Kondo, and you've worked with him a lot. How long have you known him, and what about his directing video style matches your music style?
Actually, they've been working with director Kondo, for over 10 years now. The first time they ever started to, the moment, I guess their first music video was also directed by Kondo-san. And so yeah, they have a very, I guess, they definitely understand each other.
There's also a lot of video footage from the horror manga, The Drifting Classroom. And how did you become fans of that, and what makes you want to incorporate that into your videos?
The manga, Drifting Classroom, is actually a very, very well-known manga in Japan. So even if you're not a fan, everyone knows about it. And they actually spoke to the creator, and he actually allowed them to use the cells in their video, which was an honor for them. And yeah, it fits the theme that they wanted to portray to the video. Yeah.
Very cool. And also, Dozing Green right now is being featured on the Headbangers Ball Best of 2008. So if you guys are a fan of Dozing Green as much as I am, you definitely want to head over to mtv2.com and check that out and go vote for Dozing Green for their Best of 2008. Stick around. We're going to be right back with more from DIR EN GREY here today on Vlaze Metal. What's up, everyone? Thanks so much for joining me today on Vlaze Metal. I'm your host, Meredith Molinari, here on the DIR EN GREY tour bus. They've been very nice to allow us in here and take over so we can ask them some questions and get info to you guys. And lovely Nora has been so kind as to interpret for us and translate for us. So thank you very much for doing that, and thank you for being with us. You're here tonight at the Wiltern in Los Angeles. You guys have been touring in North America from beginning of November through December. What have been some of your favorite performances so far on this tour?
Of course, every single show is fun for them. It's impossible to choose a favorite. But what we are experiencing in the past 3 weeks, we've experienced hot weather in Florida, in Miami, and then going up to Canada where it was snowing. So it was we're wearing for a couple of the shows we'll be wearing coats and stuff, and the next we'll be in short sleeves and sandals. Other than that, it has been a great 3 weeks, and we still have 1 more week to go.
I know, it's really, really awesome, all the way through December 5th, so definitely go and check them out if you get the chance. And then at the end of the year, you're doing a very special concert at the Osaka-jo Hall in Japan, and you haven't played there since 1999. How excited are you to go back and play at this venue, and what is going to make this a special show at the end of the year?
For him, although it has been like 9 years since they've ever set foot in the venue, it doesn't really. That's not very important for him. The most important thing is the fact that it's going to be the first show that they will be playing, songs from their full, the full track from Ouroboros, their new album. So it's going to be something that will be memorable for all of them, as it'll be the first time for them to present the songs live to their fans in Japan.
I know, I'm sure they can't wait. When you get back home to Japan and you come off a really long tour, what are your favorite things to do? What do you like to do as soon as you get home?
Of course, the first thing that there are a lot of things that they want to probably go back home and eat, things that they can't get here. American food, Japanese food, totally different things.
Yes.
And the other thing is, as you know, we travel on a bus, so they want to go soak in their little ofuro, the tubs, and then get into their own beds.
In 2009, you guys are headed over to England and to Ireland to do the Kerrang's Relentless Energy Drink Tour 2009. What excites you about playing over in England and Ireland and getting to not just that climate and the really cold weather, it's going to be cold, but what's going to excite you about doing that tour with Mindless Self-Indulgence will be there as well?
They are definitely looking forward, to going over to England again, because it has been over a year since the band was last in the UK. And it's going to be a new experience with so many different bands on the Kerrang tour as well. So hopefully they will be able to gain new experiences and also have a chance to actually perform in front of a new audience. Yeah.
Very, very cool. The few people that haven't heard of you, I'm sure you'll make loyal fans of them very quickly. I want to thank you guys so much. Arigato gozaimasu for being on the show. And thank you so much to lovely Nora for translating for us. And thank you all at home for tuning in to another fabulous episode of Vlaze Metal. If you want to find out when DIR EN GREY is coming to your hometown and when you can go check out their shows, go to myspace.com/DIRENGREY or DIRENGREY.co.jp. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm your host, Meredith Molinari, and I will catch you guys next time.